Hey, what's going on, Pat's Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Ken's Pat's Talk Patriots podcast. I'm here with my co-host tonight, Stats, and I got a special guest again tonight. Join us again tonight to recap, not the recap, but to preview the Patriots and the Eagles preseason game matchup tomorrow night. My boy SmittyEagle, what's going on with y'all?
Nothing much, man. We got a lot to break down with the Judon thing, so I'm ready for it.
Yes, sir. Smitty, you good?
Yeah, man, relaxing, man, maintain it, man. I'm here, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, good point, Stat. Let's go ahead and start off with the breaking news, man. Just probably within the last hour, Matthew Judon got traded to the Falcons from the Patriots for what, a third round pick. Me personally, I'm hurt because we lost Judon because it's kind of like the face of really the franchise for the last couple of years. But in the long haul, I am in a good mood because it's a third round pick. I actually thought we was gonna get a fifth round or a sixth round pick from him. I did not think that we'd get a third round pick. So I think that's a big winner for if you're a Patriot fan. It's big. You got a top 100 pick. Falcons are in a weak division, so you probably if they win probably like 8 or 9 games, probably gonna be a late third, probably mid third. Who knows? But still, as a third round pick, top 100 pick, that's good. So, Stats, how you feel about that?
I mean, I'm obviously super 50-50 with it right now. I mean, as a player, we talked about him yesterday a lot. We kind of did need him this year just for what he brings, takes a lot of attention away. And he was the face of our franchise. Super loved around here. Everyone loved Judon, interacted with the fans super well. And he's a great football player if he comes back healthy. On the other side, looking for, into the future, come next April when, the season's up and whatever happens, we're going to be really happy that we ended up getting that third round pick from Atlanta. Having 2 third-round picks is big. I did not think we were going to get a third for him. When I first saw the trade, I was super nervous. It was going to be for like a 5th or 6th round pick, and I would have been pretty livid about that. But I've come to terms with it because you did get good value, but now you're asking for a lot out of these younger guys like we've been talking about. Maybe they'll be in the market for an edge rusher before the season comes, or maybe they're just going to ride the younger guys. We will see. But I'm feeling kind of weird right now, just because Judon's been our best player the last 3 years. It's kind of weird to see him go. Because me and you kind of thought something was going to get done. And especially after he was practicing yesterday, it looked like he was having a lot of fun out there, messing with the guys. But 24 hours can change. Things can change like that. And now our best top 3 player on our team is now gone. So, it is a weird feeling, but in the future, it will help us too.
Yeah, I think Andrew, we're about to get into the matchup in here in a second here with Smitty. I think it's a big game tomorrow for O'Shane Ximines, Josh Uche, Anthony Jennings, Keon White, some of the unknown guys that we know about Uche, but he's only been really big. He's only been really good when Uche was healthy and he played opposite him. So I think, the timing couldn't have been perfect. You got 2 preseason games left. You still got. We're not gonna be good this year. You're not winning Super. You're not winning 10 games this year. So it's time. You got 2 games to see what you got in these young guys. You made an interesting point. You said would they go out and sign anybody? Maybe I can see them doing that, but who knows? I think, man, what was Uche going to do for us? Was he going to give us 2 more wins, 3 more wins this year? So what would paying him would have done for us this year? I don't think he would have gave us. It wouldn't have did. Gave you probably a couple more wins, but I think in the long haul, the best move. 32 years old, coming off a bicycle injury, and he really showed up in the last 8 games with the last half of the game, the back half of games. He hasn't really done a good job of consistently showing up in the past year. So I think it's a good trade for the Falcons. He gets to go to a team that can compete right now, and the Patriots and they'll continue to rebuild. Smith, you have any thoughts on that? I know you might be hurt. He ain't that Harry Roseman. He didn't go there, but
we weren't giving up a third. I ain't gonna lie to you. We definitely weren't giving up a third. I think he does go to the Atlanta Falcons and make them a better team at this moment. I don't know. How the compensation end up working out for you guys, depending on how they finish or don't finish their season or whatnot. They have a high expectation, so it feels like to me they kind of all in with the Matt Judon move. They solidified now, a defense that needed an edge rusher. They went and got a premier edge rusher. I got to play on week 2, but I don't think nothing changed for me though. I'm sorry, Matt. You know what I'm saying? I actually wanted you to be an Eagle, but now I'm gonna have to show you what it is, man. When you come to the link, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to take a walk through there. But it was a good trade though. I think it's a good trade for y'all and the team that's moving in the direction you kind of want some young talent. You want to rebuild. You want to bring in. expiring deals and old guys. You mean you in a rebuild. You try to bring in new guys to build a new culture. You know what I'm saying? Your new coach. It's kind of a win-lose for you because emotionally attached to a player that has been the engine of your defense for the last few years. He has been one of the best players on your roster for the last few years. So for him to move on, I know how it feels. You know what I mean? Hassan Reddick got traded to the Jets, so it was a little bitter. But I understood that we were going younger. We trying to not have to go into a rebuild stage where you got 4 or 5 expiring deals, and now you're trying to trade and you're trying to extend, you're trying to restructure, make money. So, I think for y'all, if I think the best opportunity is y'all get an extra pick in the draft, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it gives you leverage to move around how you need to. You got an extra third now. So I think, I don't think y'all wanted to pay the money he probably wanted at this moment.
Nah. 13 years old coming off a bicep injury. I didn't really see us doing that. I think it's a good difference. But he get to go somewhere where he can win. He obviously wanted to. Well, he didn't want to leave, but he wanted to go somewhere. He wanted to get paid. So maybe Atlanta's going to do something with the contract there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. We got a few comments right here. Joseph, what's going on with you, man? What I was going to ask a few questions because I got to work and I can't watch you guys live tonight. But something tells me after you guys have plenty to talk about what now, GR and all. Oh yeah, of course. This thing is for you, Smitty. Same thing with SmittyEagle. Yeah, he's an Eagles fan, yikes. But still, let's show him some love on all his social media pages. All these guys do is for the love of the game. Let's show some love. Hey, appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Have a good night at work, man. Let's get into this game tomorrow, man. I think it's a big game from a Patriots standpoint because, like we just broke down the news that Matthew Judon, he will not be there. So he's not going to be there. So I think from a defensive perspective, that's where my eyes are going to. Who's going to be the pass rusher? Where is some of these depth pieces going to go to? Stats, what are you looking forward to the matchup tomorrow against the Eagles, against a good offensive line? They got a lot of good depth players. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, obviously now with what just happened, the initial thoughts, the edge rushing position, and I'm gonna stick with that. You got to see some guys step up tomorrow, like O'Shane, like Keon White, like Anthony Jennings, because this is their time to shine now. They just lost, by far the best edge rusher in front of them, best player on the defense, arguably. I'm not too worried about our defense still. I mean, our edge rush, our passing attack is not looking great right now, especially with Christian Barmore out. But, the back half of the defense will be perfectly fine. I'm not worried about that at all. But I would like to see, guys like O'Shane, Zimenez, step up and, truly, make this team. But, if I did my final 53 right now, I would 100% have all 4 of the guys we just named making our roster, bearing the Matthew Judon trade. So, Smitty, are the Eagles playing, how long they playing their starters tomorrow?
Not even sure. You can still hear me?
Yeah.
We're not even sure if they playing yet. He hasn't announced if they playing or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was just going to say, obviously with the O-line you guys have, that'll be a good test for the edge rushers, but we need someone to step up.
I'm sure they're going to play. I'm sure the Eagles start. We do got another question. Well, let me see. The 803 hit me unless it was Hassan third. He said he don't think that Harry would have gave up a 3rd round pick. That's what Smitty just said.
Harvey listen, Howie might would have called you with like a 5th, maybe a next year 4th.
No, sir. We ain't doing that now.
Hey man, listen, I'm just telling you, I gotta tell it the true way.
No,
he wasn't calling with a 3rd. He wasn't calling with
I think that was a steal. I would have hurried up. I would have ran up. I would have ran and chased. I would have ran you down to the airport for that 3rd round pick. I can't do that. Harvey said, "Our starters playing tomorrow. What players for both teams are y'all looking forward to? Also, any dark horses to make the rosters for any team. For the Patriots, I want to see Drake. Man, I think May's going to play about a quarter, probably quarter and a half. Some of the receivers, Taquan Thornton, if he can stay healthy. Just from the Eagles, I'm not an Eagle fan, but I want to see what Nolan Smith could do. I was a big Nolan Smith fan coming out of Georgia. I like them coming out of Georgia. I actually thought the Patriots were going to draft him last year, but I want to see what he does. Stats, what you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, finally get to see a full, I'm hoping a full quarter out of Drake May. That's what it seems like it's going to be. I think the weather is going to hold up a lot better than it did last week. So, that'll only help his situation. But, I'm looking for consistency from guys on the offense. Obviously, we can get it. We already got into the edge rushers. But other than that, I'm not too worried about the defense. But with the offense, I'm looking for, receivers to, start solidifying their spots on the roster. I'm looking for a guy like Keyshawn Boutte to step up, have another, 3-4 catch game. I'm kind of fading on the whole Taekwon hype train. I'm not really too sure about him anymore. He's getting banged up again. I feel like it's happening all over again. Just looking for consistency. I want Drake May. I'm not looking for 200 yards and a touchdown tomorrow. I mean, obviously that'd be great. I'm just looking for pro NFL ready plays that
more than 2 screen passes, man.
Yeah.
Just give me that and I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just looking for the little things that make him look like I'm not saying he's ready yet, but give us some optimism for the future that he will be the quarterback for many years to come.
Smitty?
I'm not sure if my starters are going, but I'm pretty sure the defensive starters will get some reps. I want to see Quinyon. I want to see Bryce Huff take a step forward this time. Last preseason game, he wasn't really assertive in the game. So I want to see him at least. I know you guys are working on your offensive line, so I think he should be able to get some pressure. He should be able to create some pressure. I want to see him create pressure. I'm looking for Nakobe Dean and Jeremiah Trotter again. Like I told y'all yesterday, I think they both pushing on the position for Zach Barn, which is going to get them an opportunity again this week to play against some different talent than they did last week. And y'all are, to me, y'all got 2 different types of quarterbacks. I don't know if Jacoby playing tomorrow or not, but
he playing. He playing.
Okay, so you're gonna get an opportunity to go up against 2 different types of quarterbacks tomorrow. So I just want to see what he does to step in and try to solidify himself on this defense.
What position battles are you looking forward to tomorrow, Smitty, for the Eagles? I know y'all got a deep cornerback room, some youth, and some veterans. I think y'all still trying to find a third wide receiver. What position battles are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I think right now the wide receiver 3 to me is probably the most interesting. It's another opportunity for them boys to get back at it. You know what I mean? Because we right now we're looking at 2 different guys. I think right now it's between Johnny Wilson and Brenton Covey, but I think this time I want to see Johnny Wilson get an opportunity. I think in the first game he wasn't really granted the opportunity to get enough targets to really get a chance to show himself and really put it out there. So I think I want to see him. Obviously, the right guard right now is a little in the trenches. I don't think is much ground for Tyler Steen to make up. I think he kind of might have lost that race. He got injured. He played the last preseason game injured. So I just don't know if he's going to be able to run it back and catch up to what Mekhi Becton is putting in. And if you listen to Jeff Stoutland when he talks about him right now, he's really enamored with what his size, his presence, his power, strength, how he moves at the right guard position. He really likes it. So I don't see if he has an opportunity. And yeah, I agree with Hitman too. The tight end. I need to see what we got at tight end. I think we're gonna need another tight end. I really don't like what we got right now.
Behind Dallas Goedert, right?
Yeah, behind Goddard. I don't really like what we got. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible, but CJ Uzomah, he looks poorish. Grant Calcaterra can't stay healthy, and I haven't seen them utilize Albert O, which means he's probably not utilizing himself, which don't give you much opportunity in the game if you're not out there putting the work in. So I just don't know where it's at.
What about the safety position? Are you okay there?
I haven't heard enough of Reed Blankenship, and CJ Gardner-Johnson right now is still out with an injury. So I think McCullum will play. I think you probably get a little bit of Vontae Maddox back there, and maybe some Bradbury also. So I don't really know what to think about the safety room right now because I don't know who's gonna get the opportunity to play too. You know what I mean? Because last week we were supposed to play the starters, and then 30 minutes before the game, they said, "Nah, we ain't doing it." So we'll see.
I think also for the Patriots. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna go back to this comment. Let me find it. Diane says, "What do you think happens at the left tackle position?" Good question. Right now the left tackle position for the Patriots, with the left tackle and right tackle, I think it's a train wreck. It's a disaster, right? It's a mess right now. It's bad. Eagles got a good defensive line, but I mean, come on, man. That was 14 sacks and 40 passes. That's ridiculous. So I think we got the I wish we could have got. Well, I don't know how Atlanta offensive line looks. So I was thinking, could we got if there any way we could get a tackle or something back like that. But I'm okay with the third round pick. But we got to do something at left tackle. I don't know if that's going to be bringing Michael Winu back out the right tackle, then starting Wallace, the rookie out there. I don't know, but right now, Vadarian Lowe and Okafor, it's not really working. Stats. What you think?
I have a whole new offensive line view and prediction because I'm so sick of watching the offensive line. First of all, take reps away from the younger quarterback that we need to see. This is the time that you need your quarterback to get reps. If your third overall pick's going out in the first preseason game playing six snaps of football, because we all know Mayo's doing that because the O-line can't hold up. And Vadarian Lowe on I think 3 out of 6 snaps that Drake May had let up a pressure. It's unacceptable. I have a completely new line view. I have us moving. I want to move Awenu back to right tackle. I'm so sick and tired of watching Chucks over there too, because he's been near just as bad. Left tackle, start the young kid, Caden Wallace. I'd so much rather watch a younger, faster. I'm not saying he's more pro ready, but higher potential and give you way more. And then in the middle, you got David Andrews, City Sal, and I want Layden Robinson from Texas A&M to start there too. I cannot watch these two tackles play football anymore. They're ruining our development in the offseason with our younger quarterback. If there was, obviously there's not really, you can't sack at joint practices. If there was full contact, Drake May and Jacoby Brissett would both be hurt right now. Would be down to Joe Milton, because that was how bad it was. It was hard to watch. I've said, if you guys watch our stuff in the past, I've said my views on the offensive tackle position. It's a far bigger hole to climb out of than our receivers, because right now I like the look of our receivers. I'm actually super excited. Left tackle is by far your worst position on your team, and you need to figure it out, because Vadarian Lowe cannot be starting there week 1.
I agree with you there on the Vadarian Lowe standpoint. Man, we already know that's the elephant in the room right now. He's been terrible. Calvin Anderson he's been okay with the second team unit. We got Okafor or whatnot from the Steelers. It was an okay signing. He played all right, but we don't have no depth there. Then we don't have any good players there. So I think we see what just happened earlier. JJ McCarthy, he's out for the year. He's gonna sit out now. I don't remember him how he got hurt against in the game they just played the Raiders. I don't remember. I know he tore his meniscus or whatnot. But I think Dre May sitting all year isn't probably the worst thing. We're not winning anything this year. I don't think it now. I want to see him play, but now I'm thinking like him sitting all year behind that offensive line. I don't want Jacoby Brissett to get her. I don't wish her get nobody. I don't wish get her nobody. I'm just saying like him sitting all year ain't the worst thing, to be honest with you, because you're probably right now looking at your team. You're probably gonna get you're a top 5 pick team next year. Let's just be honest. So hoping Drake now, but I'm saying like right now he need to be getting all the reps this week and next week when we go to Washington. He didn't get a lot of quarterback. He need to get a lot of reps. So I would play May probably the half of this game. I'm glad it was an 803 hit, man. How long does May play? I'm hoping he plays at least a half. But I think if he's not going to play all year, he need to get a lot of reps tomorrow and next week when they go down to Washington. He need to get a lot of reps, because he's probably, unless Jacoby Brissett get hurt, he has been known to get hurt in the past. I don't think May plays till around probably November, probably. Maybe late October. Like if we're out of it in the first month, because we open up with Cincinnati, Seattle, and I think the Jets. You probably get one. I think we probably can get Seattle, and then you got the Jets, and then you got a tough schedule. So let alone you don't have Barmore on defense. You don't have Judon now. Your quarterback depth is kind of shaky. Your offensive line depth is awful. So I'm like putting May out there, man. What is he put to be the savior or something like that? So I really don't think like there's gonna be a lot of pressure on the kid. He's 21 years old. He turned 22 next in August the 30th. He turned 22 years old. He's still young. So I think, man, him sitting out this year, I don't think it's the worst thing, man. What you think, Zach?
I mean, I'm still gonna stick to my opinion. I think we still could surprise a lot of people this year. I'm not saying win 12 games. By surprise, I mean like
it might look look better than what it was last year. Like we're a tough team, but we still lose. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think we're going to get rolled over again. Like you said, we're a tough team. I like the physicality on the defense. I like some pieces we have on offense. And if Jacoby Brissett does play the whole year, he will win you football games. He's not a bad quarterback by any means. It's just, again, the offensive tackle, like it's really that bad. Like, obviously, you don't really, hear a lot about that with, other teams because, if you have a bad tackle, you kind of, I mean, obviously it is a big issue, but
offensive tackles don't really grow on trees. So it's not a lot of teams that got a lot of tackles. It's tough to get a top tackle in the league. I mean, you got to have a top 5. You got to be terrible to be in position to get one. They don't just grow on trees like that. And they will never hit free agency.
It's just, yeah, that's the thing. Like when teams have their tackles, they're locked up for 8+ years, and that's what you got to do because we're seeing how important it really is now. Our quarterbacks are under duress every single play, and it's not looking good for our young quarterbacks' development if they just throw them out there. So I'm on the start Jacoby train now. I remember like a month ago, me and you wanted May to start because he's had a pretty good camp. He's had some really nice moments. But right now at this moment, if you want him to survive, let alone play good, you can't start him.
Smitty, you got any what you think about that, man?
Listen, I think you don't ever want to put a young guy in a bad situation. If you know what I'm saying, you don't want to throw him out there and damage anything by just throwing him in the fire. We did it to Jalen Hurts in year 1. And I think, to be honest, I think it stunted his growth. I think we should have just let it ride out for the next 4 games. But we threw him in 4 games. We weren't really a good team. We really didn't want to win games. And you put him in a situation where he looked – I mean, you go back and look at the games. Other than the games, like he did win, but it didn't look good. You know what I mean? And you don't want to throw him out
I think his first game starting was to get the Saints, I believe.
Yeah, Saints. We won.
Okay. Yeah.
But he couldn't really throw the ball. We didn't really have good receivers. So he was just basically out there just running for his life and making plays when he could. So if you want Drake May to go out there and learn out of the mud, then cool, throw him out there. But I don't think you throw a young guy out there with, what I'm saying, how y'all telling me about the line? See, I didn't know. So listening to y'all, like, offensive line bad, you kind of trying to figure out what you got.
Man, I know you was on the Eagles Twitter yesterday, all them sacks. I know Eagles Twitter were going crazy yesterday.
Listen, I know, but it looked different than you telling me, like, it's this many guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you some of the guys on the line that I don't like, that don't play well, but y'all was like breaking it down like, hey man, well look, we're gonna have to let a young guy get in and get his burn and go out there. And I'm like, sometimes when your offensive line at that point, you want the vet. You want a Jacoby Brissett to get out there and kind of run the show a little bit, and then maybe somewhere mid-season or whatever, you kind of ease Drake May out there and let him get his burn because eventually he got to take the driver's seat. Eventually he got to get in the car. He got to drive it. So, I mean, I think you got to play it by how the season going. Like if Jacoby Brissett go out there, he burning out, he ain't looking good. Then I guess at that point you gotta either say I'm gonna let him run it out. We taking the season. Or you throw Dre May out there.
But see, what I don't want to happen is let's just say, okay, we open up with Cincinnati, Seattle, the Jets, and I think we got who's the 4th game? San Francisco? I think Miami.
49ers.
Okay, 49. Okay. You're probably looking at 1-3, 2-3. You're probably looking at 1-3 right there. What I don't want to happen is we open up the season, and then by that second home game, the Boo Birds can come out. No fans gonna be chanting for Drake May. You know what I mean? So I don't want us to get to that point where we already got a plan in place where we can go with Brissett, and then we talk about the offensive line. Offensive line's a mess. The weapons are okay, but offensive line a mess. And then we forced to throw him out there just for a spark or something like that when we know it's, you know what I mean? And then you stunt, like you just said, how y'all did Jalen Hurts. We stunt his growth or whatnot. Messing around, he might get hurt. He try to do too much because he trying to be a savior for the team. So I don't want to do it like we're gonna play Brissett all year. Play Brissett until we just automatically out of everything, and then maybe put May in the last few games. That's what I would do. Go ahead, Stats.
Yeah. Well, the problem is now is like we're talking about the line. Jacoby Brissett, unfortunately, he's at a pretty high risk of, getting hurt, which is unfortunate. He's getting older. He's had injury history, and now you're putting him in front of the worst left tackle in NFL history. And, if he gets hurt by week 3 and you're going into San Francisco week 4 and you're throwing Drake May in, it's not going to be good. So
that game's on the road too, right?
Yeah, which is you could not ask for maybe Thursday night at Arrowhead. Besides that, and maybe Monday night at Philly. That's the worst situation to throw a young quarterback.
Because then he's going to be a savior. You don't want being a savior. I mean, you know what I mean? You don't want him having the whole world on his shoulder. He's young. Because
then you're gonna find the casual fans. Let's just say Drake May goes into San Francisco. He throws $180 and like 3 picks, which could absolutely happen. You're going from playing NCAA, Division I football, which is very high level football, to your first pro game being at the San Francisco 49ers with 6 Pro Bowlers on the defense, and then the casuals are gonna come in, starting to say, "Oh, Drake May's not the guy." That's not how it works. He's gonna, if he gets thrown into the realm, which I do not want to happen. But with the O-line and, everything that's going on, Brissett he doesn't look good at all, and we're forced to play Drake and he struggles. We have to just pipe the brakes a little bit and just look, break it down and look at the situation. It's like, okay, he's not going to succeed against a team like that or any teams like that for that matter, even the Jets or Bills, with the line he's behind. It's just not going to happen. So that's why I'll say it, I'm on the start Jacoby train.
That's why I say sit him, and you got the most cap space next year. You're going to have probably a top 5, top 10 pick. You got most cap space. Let's just go ahead and start playing for 2025. Play this year out, see what you got, develop your guys. If Jacoby Brissett get hurt, okay, I guess May come in, but
I ain't going to lie. I would probably play Milton before I play Drake May.
But no, I disagree with you there because
listen. Just depending on how the offensive line look, I might play the scrambling quarterback just to keep my future healthy. Like, not saying like, let's say for instance, it's a situation where Jacoby go out and he go down. Yeah, you want to throw Drake May out there, but what the offensive line looking like? Was that the reason he went down? Did he get hurt behind the offensive line? Are they giving up too much pressure? So to me, Joe Milton is expendable. I throw him out there. I let him go out there. I just let him go out there and run around and see what happens. If he not cutting the mustard, then I ain't lost nothing. But if I throw Drake May out there, he go out there and get punished and he get hurt. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but listen, if you play Milton, and you know how the Philly media is, you know how the Boston media is, you play Milton, he lights it up. I'm just saying he lights it up, looks good. Drake May, 3rd overall pick. The whole offseason, it's going to be, you know what I mean? You got a lot of, because you went through some of this with Wentz and Hurts. You see where I'm coming from? So now, Joe Milton's a 6th round pick?
Yeah.
6th round pick. Joe Milton, 6th round pick. He lights it up. Let's just say, I know it's not going to happen. He lights it up. He comes in week 3, lights it up. He finished the year 20 touchdowns, 10, something like that. He ignites, he gives the fan base something to cheer for. Drake May out for the year, or we sit him all year because we want Milton to play. Come on, man. You know that Boston media, it's gonna be crazy.
Because Drake the starter. It don't even matter.
I don't know how you can sell that.
Hey, look, Matt. You see what happened to Matt Castle? Remember what happened to Matt Castle?
Yeah.
He balled out that year. Tom went down, right? What y'all did? Y'all say, hey man, Tom's still the guy no matter what you did. Guess what we could do? Capitalize on your draft capital. Now, guess what?
I can see that happening.
That just went for 20 and 10 is now worth a 3rd or 4th round pick.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Pick.
I can see that.
See what I'm saying?
But you got to be completely sold on May. If Milton come out and do that, and you say, hey, you got to be completely sold on May if you're going to do that though.
I think y'all are though. I think y'all are. And I think the only reason y'all got Brissett is just to protect the bag, man, protect the brand. You don't want to put him out there if you know the team. If you know the area of the team, just like you told me last night, look, we're going in 2 different directions. We working to get better. Y'all working on getting Super Bowls. If you know you can't protect them, don't put them out there, man. It just ain't worth it. It's a lot of teams that throw their rookie out there in the fire and let them get killed. And then they regret it later because it's possibly a good quarterback. But what can you do on your back? I didn't know you could complete passes while you lay down. I just didn't know that. You know what I mean? it's something I say on the pod. It's just like if you ain't got no line, you can't complete passes with like this. I mean, there's no way. So I would want to protect Drake May because I actually think he's a good player.
That's your long-term investment.
I think y'all need to protect them, and if y'all can do that, then you can throw him out there week 1. To be honest.
Yeah, like I saw a couple of things on social media and Discord and all that yesterday. People are saying, well, isn't if a quarterback's really that good, aren't they supposed to make everything around them better? Which they are, but it comes to a point. You need to have at least compatible players at every position. You can't be thrown into a position as a 21-year-old, turning 22, whatever, a young kid for that matter, to a offensive line where the interior is good, and then the exterior is a joke. And at that point, you can't rely on any quarterback to, even Patrick Mahomes would struggle in a situation like that. He'd obviously still have pretty good numbers just because it's Patrick Mahomes, but he would struggle, in aspects that he succeeds in. Drake May against the Eagles had like 2 seconds in the pocket, along with a bad snap half the time from our backup center who cannot snap a football. He's actually not even a center. Mafi, he's a joke too, another bad offensive lineman. But you're throwing a guy out there, and if you expect him to make everyone around him look better, you need to have it like the receiving core. He can make them look better. We have some solid receivers. I'm not mad about the receiving core or the talent for that matter. It's the O-line. I know I've said it a million times, and you guys brought up a bunch of good points. We all want May to succeed, and he is our not if. I know he's the long-term successor for the future. In 5 years from now, when we're back in contention, we're going to be looking back at this saying, thank God we didn't throw him right into the realm. But right now, obviously all the fans, don't really dive, as deep into football as we do. They want to see May play right away. Number 3 overall pick, exciting player.
Mm-hmm.
But in 5 years from now, if you want us to, be back to, our Super Bowl ways, contending, starting him now is you're going to regret that. Because May is obviously going to have some nice moments. He's a talented player. He's going to have some moments where you're like, wow, he's our guy. I'm saying if he starts. But then he's also going to have some moments where you're like, he just doesn't look ready. So it'd be like a mixed match thing. So that's why if Brissett and May are even by the end of camp, with performance, you just got to play the veteran. The only way Drake May
upside.
Yeah, the only way Drake May starts this season is if, the last couple weeks he literally embarrasses Brissett and just plays outright way better, which I just don't see happening at this point. We know what Brissett is. Brissett had one bad day against the Eagles. Other than that, he's been pretty steady, kind of what we expected. So it's definitely interesting, but there's just right now, unless we do make a move for like a Bakhtiari or something at left tackle, there's just not a world where
those guys are, if they're out there free, they out there for a reason. Maybe they're not health-wise, they're not as good. They out there for a reason a lot of the time. So, I mean, coming here to do what?
He's better than what we got right now.
Hey, Stat, I'm going to give you one quarterback name. And if you go look at the stats, you'll see what I'm talking about. Matt Shaw.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I like Shaw.
Just go look at him. He got a couple years where the team was put together well.
Yep.
But when they had him under duress, had him playing bad, look at his stats. He just
that's a great example. Hey, Smitty, that's a great. That's a great point right there. I was
just gonna say that he had some monster games and he had a couple of nice years. But once the Texans started hitting that point, this is obviously well before Watson, he was not good. So that's a great point.
Sports Academy. Hey, real quick, we got about 40, 45 people in here. Hit that like button on YouTube. Go to the Smitty page. Make sure if you like some Eagle content or know somebody like the Eagles, send them over to the Eagles page, SmittyEagle on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Well, look, you can come over anyways on Saturdays at noon. I do a podcast called The Check Down. It's all 32 teams. We cover everybody, and we do have a Patriots fan. So y'all do sub up. We have our own Patriots guy on the network every Saturday at noon. He always going to be talking Pats, man.
Yes, sir. We're going to be sure to check it out, but make sure y'all share the content on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, hit the likes up. Now, we're about to go ahead and end the show shortly, but get into the Eagles. Y'all open up in Green Bay, right? Against the Packers?
Well,
it's
Brazil,
right?
Brazil.
It's in Brazil.
It's technically our home game,
Yeah.
But it's they country. Like they like the most popular team in Brazil. I don't understand how it's gonna be a home
Right.
game for me.
What is the we know what the expectations are for the Eagles, but before we get off, we're gonna end it on this right here. What's the Eagles' outlook for this season? Because you're in the NFC East, and I think in the past, Giants been a pusher. I think Cowboys have really owned the Giants the past like decade. It seemed like past 5-6 years they really owned them. I think Washington's gonna be better. Washington actually my sneaky team to probably get to the playoffs this year. I think Washington gonna be better. Giants, they got neighbors, but they're dealing with a few injuries there. I think they're gonna be competitive. I don't think NFC East is a pushover how it used to be. I don't know. You used to can just look at the Eagles and Washington. Okay, there's 4 wins right there. I don't think you can do it no more. Cowboys, y'all always split. I think Cowboys won division last year. I think y'all won before then. What team? I know you probably gonna say Dallas, but what team in division? This is a 2-part question. What team in division you think gives y'all the most challenge this year? And what is the Eagles' outlook? What is your expectation for the Philadelphia Eagles this season?
All right, I'm gonna leave. I kind of gotta leave Dallas out with the question marks, right? Because at this point, to me, it's just so much going on over there. Like you don't know what's going on with CD Lamb. You really don't know. You really don't know what the running back room look like. You would want it to be the Cowboys because they're usually the best built team. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The team that plays the best,
Giants,
is probably the Commanders.
Oh, Commanders.
Yeah, the Giants. Yeah, they didn't play you guys.
No.
Yeah.
If we wasn't falling off at the end of the season last year, we would have swept them again in a bad season. But to me, the Commanders, when we at our best, they tend to sneak up and beat us.
They
can't
did go
beat
to
us at
Philly.
their own crib.
Yeah, they beat y'all in Philly like last year. Was it last year? Year before last? They had Taylor Heineke, right? They had okay. Yeah, go ahead.
They stopped our streak. We was like 8-0. They stopped our streak, made us have to go 8-1. So to me, I think in the division, the team that'll probably give us the best fight is the Commanders. And you got a guy in the head coach / DC who's coming over from Dallas, so he kind of knows Kellen Moore. So even with that, it's a little bit of a tug. So I'm hoping Kellen Moore has adjusted himself. But yeah, I see it probably being the Commanders. They do have a pretty solid team. They have built
Kellen Moore love to pass that ball.
Yeah, Kellen Moore love to pass.
They almost beat you guys in Philly last year, early in the year. That was an interesting game.
Yeah. I think that was more us than them beating us. We kind of beat ourselves, but the defense was so bad last year. I'm gonna say, can we erase that from the books? Because I've never seen a Hey, it's y'all fault too. Hold on, man. I gotta blame y'all.
What happened?
The dude that ruined my defense is Matt Patricia. He came from y'all. Oh man,
he was our offensive coordinator the year before. So,
bro, listen. Somebody said something today, and it really caught me off guard. But I died laughing. They said they know you got to be bad at your job if you're a DC and they ask you to be
the OC. Well, listen, I don't even want to get into that.
Look, I asked him. I say, dang, bro, what you mean? He said you were so bad. They were just trying to figure out if you could do anything good. I died. I said,
no, but the thing is, real talk, Matt Patricia is a real good defensive coordinator. Now that could have been because he's up under Bill Belichick and stuff like that, but he wasn't no good OC. I don't know what. Listen, we ain't even about to get into that, man. we ain't even about to do that. But man, what is it about? I know the comments about to blow up on this right here. What is it about the Cowboys that y'all really? I mean, it's like it's a rivalry. But what is it about the Cowboys, man, that y'all just hate? I know you can't say it. I know you can't.
They talk too much about the past. They relish in something that's no longer relevant. You know what I mean? Like, this is the what have you done for me lately lead. Eventually, look, Patriots have 6 of them things, right? But eventually, those 6 don't feel as good when it's 20, 30, 40 years without one, right?
Right.
But they talk to me, they talk to us and talk to everybody like they got a Super Bowl yesterday. Like they just won in 2023. They tell me, man, it's our time. And it's like, bro, your window has been opened from what I've known, because I know a lot of my family members are Cowboy fans. So they talk a lot about the Cowboys, but y'all window has been open since I can remember. Tony Romo days, early Dak days, like it's always been told to me that the Cowboys was gonna win, and it's like when you listen to them talk, you wouldn't even if you was a new fan, Ken, right, and you talk to a Cowboy fan, you wouldn't know their Super Bowl came in 1996.
I mean,
think about it.
yeah,
Real deal. Think about you've talked to a Cowboy fan and how they talk. You would not think it's been 30 years since they got a Super Bowl.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem like it when they talk. I completely agree.
Do you think that Prescott be the quarterback next year? Well, not this coming season, but 2025.
No.
I think it's gonna be a Raider. I think it's going to Vegas.
Yeah, I think they going. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if he get traded here soon.
I think he's gonna be a Raider or a Saint
because
next year.
The reason I said Dak is good enough that the Cowboys with him as the starting quarterback won't be bad enough that they won't be able to get where they need to be for a quarterback next year. You get what I'm saying? If you play Dak, you're somewhere between 8 to 10 wins guaranteed off the top, which more than likely you're closer to the 10 than the 8. So where do you draft that? If you're 10, let's say you 10 wins, where do you draft that?
Like 20.
They're gonna win 10. I mean, they probably win 10 games.
But I ain't even saying they won't. But if you win 10 games, you're somewhere 16 to 22, depending on what the rest of the league look like. You're somewhere between 16 to what quarterback is now available that you believe can come into Dallas at 16 to 22 that's win now.
That's a really good point because all the top guys are going top 10. So
that's what I'm saying. So what makes more sense to you? Trading Dak now, taking your young Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. You go into the season. No, you already didn't have expectations because you didn't make any moves in the offseason. And then you retool in the draft with Shador or Quinn Ewers or Cam Ward, whoever you want to bring in, somewhere in the top 8. Unless you're gonna package Dak and some picks and move up.
And they do have a lot of free agents next year too. I actually think Belichick might be. I think Belichick's going to be in the NFC East next year. Whether the Eagles, the Cowboys, or the Giants, he's going to be in one of those teams.
How we not going to let Bill come in? How we dealt with that before? How we dealt with it before, bro? How we dealt with that? Letting somebody that needs power come into the building, and he got fired. Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly got him fired. As soon as he came in, Chip Kelly got all that power and sent him to the basement. That man was in there shuffling mail, bro. He's not letting Bill come in here. He's not. Listen, and if he do let Bill come in here, Bill ain't gonna have nothing but DC opportunities. And I don't see Vic Fangio wanting out, but I could see Bill coming in if Vic Fangio fails. I could see it.
Bill coming to be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I can see it.
No, he ain't doing that. I can see he be a head. He can be a head coach.
Where?
Listen. He had an opportunity to be a DC in San Fran this year. He ain't gonna sit out all year and come be a DC. He ain't gonna do that.
San Fran ain't where he want to be at. He don't have a relationship with San Fran like that. He has a relationship with Howie and Jeff Lurie
all year and then come back and be a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, the problem with Belichick is he's either going to be a head coach or he's just never coming back. Yeah,
I like what he's doing in the media right now, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
But listen, that's the only way I can see him. That's the only way I can see him in Philly. I ain't say he was going to do it, but that's the only way I can see him being in Philly. I don't think Howie Roseman, with what he's doing, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, I don't think he would want somebody to come in that's that demanding, that's that overbearing, that's going to come in and demand what he wants. He's going to talk, highly of himself because he is a 6-time champion. He is probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest head coach of all time. So he's coming in with an aura of, hey man, when I demand it need to get done. Like he's coming in like that. So that's kind of why a few teams shied away because we got new GMs in, we got new guys in. We don't want you to come in. Yeah, we don't want you to come in and just turn it into the Belichick way, even though they say it's the Patriot way, the Belichick way. And you in here, man, you set a bad precedence for what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want the old, hard, tough, old school guy in the room.
It's a different time.
So I can see him coming in. Maybe the Giants. If that coach fell out, I could see him maybe taking the Giants.
He looked like a Giants coach. I can definitely see him doing that.
I can see the Giants.
Back to the cat. How you think y'all match up with Dallas this year for offense and defense? I mean, they got CD. Well, they probably. I'm assuming they're gonna have CD Lamb. They got.
I ain't assuming that because you ain't just see the report that just dropped right before we started the podcast.
No, I ain't see that. Enlighten me. What happened?
It says they're not even close.
Yeah,
not close on a deal.
Who reported that?
I think it was CBS Dallas.
Oh, I don't know.
Said they're not close, and they wasn't really when they started. They wasn't close.
I think something gets done probably by the third preseason game. I think something gets done. I just can't see them going into this year without CD. Now, if it ain't done after next week, I think it's time to panic. It's time to panic if you're a Cowboy fan. If it ain't done by next week.
If you sure? Listen, this is my perspective.
Then they got Cleveland, right?
Yeah. Cleveland, yeah. This is my perspective. What do you think? What do you think the price does every day you wait?
Goes up.
He's not coming down. He was already up, and he says he wants to be somewhere in the top 3, more than likely top 2. So you got him somewhere between 30 and 32 right now. Like, I'm suspecting you're somewhere between 26 and 28, maybe.
That's not even close.
Hopefully you're there. I'm hoping you there. I'm hoping you're not at like 24, 25, because now you about to start hearing him really talk.
I know a team that'll pay him.
32, huh? 32, huh? You're good. 32, huh? Hey, listen. I pay him $40 million. I know y'all not gonna believe me, right?
Right.
No, y'all not gonna believe me. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna show you what I really believed.
Take your time.
You mind if I say I've had this on the tip of my tongue for like 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. Dallas, first of all, without CD, they're not beating Cleveland. They're not winning that game without CD. They need CD in that game. That's just my view on it. Another thing, Smitty, you brought it up. We could be looking at a whole different Dallas Cowboys roster come week 1. Let's just say this is a really, really slim chance, but Smitty, you just brought it up. Let's just say, hey, they want to move on from Dak because maybe they're not getting close to an extension talk with him either. Then they have Trey Lance as their starting quarterback, and let's just say CD's holding out. That's a completely different roster. The Eagles are running away with that division if that's the case. It's not even close. I mean, again, obviously that's a really slim chance. If you ask me, they're going to have Dak and CD, but we'll see.
Can you read that?
What's that?
I can't read that.
It says you will get IU. Remember I said that. Remember I told you I got a Patriots dude on my podcast. I was really believing he was going there, so I wouldn't be surprised if y'all call Jerry right now.
Man, listen.
You know what a CD Lamb does for Drake May?
Come on, hey, them 4 wins go up to at least about 8 or 9. I think. No, our defense still gonna take a hit with
At least seven.
Seven. And then we got we got the number 1 count space next year, so we can. Man, I give CD. How much Jefferson got? 35.
I'd give CD that. I'd give him maybe even more.
Man, because the taxes in Boston is kind of it's rough there. I don't know if CD want to come, but hey, man, if he don't want to, I'll probably give him 37. Just give it. You got to throw him a bad, but you got to. He worth it.
Give him whatever he wants.
Hey, if that hit the wire that he requested a trade, that phone in Dallas gonna ring off the hook. Listen, it ain't like Brandon Ayuk. See, Brandon Ayuk.
He way better. Come on, yeah.
He's looked at it a little different. He's looked at as a scheme guy. He looked at you was with Kyle.
When they had Cooper Rush, CD were producing.
Exactly.
Yeah, Dag. So he don't produce without Trey. Ayuk got about he like the third or fourth option in San Francisco. So CD don't produce with Cooper Rush out. That was out a couple years ago. CD went off
5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks. CD went off. So man, come on, man. Go ahead, Stacks.
I don't know if you guys have been watching the Receiver Show at all on Netflix, but Debo, obviously, you don't have to watch this to know. Debo missed a lot of time last year. They struggled mightily without Debo. Not even just, Purdy, just the whole team. Their offenses ran through Debo Samuel, obviously, with all he brings. It if you can just get a guy like that for Drake May, even with the offensive line disaster, we've covered it. I've ranted about it for 20 minutes. If you can get a guy that's consistently open, if Drake May does, for some, has to play by week 5, it's a brand new ball game. I understand. I love Ayuk. I wanted Ayuk so badly, but you guys said it perfectly. It's a different kind of trade talk with CeeDee Lamb. We're talking about a top. You could argue a top 2 receiver in football. I'd say number 3 behind Jettas and Hill. But yeah, but it's a completely different conversation with CeeDee Lamb.
He might be 4. He might be 4. I think number 11. I think number 11 got a little something to say. I think number 11.
I like AJ. We could have had AJ Brown 2019. We took N'Keal Harry.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to come to the. He a Patriot fan. He wanted to come to New England.
He was crying when he didn't get drafted here.
Hey, if we got Brown, Brady will still be playing. Tom Brady will still be playing right now.
I wish we didn't talk about this whole CD thing, because now I'm just imagining it. It's never gonna happen, but oh god.
Sports Academies, I love watching this podcast. You guys are awesome. Hey, appreciate it, man. Hey, hats off to Smitty too for coming on, man.
He said Smitty for president.
Hey, Smitty for president.
Nah, man, I just be cooking, man. Hey, listen, man, I had to, what I'm saying, I've been doing this a little minute, so I tried to, be a little.
He's going to request a trade. Remember this, 803 Hitman says that I can see CD doing that, man.
If CD leaves,
he's trying to play it cool. He's trying to play it cool because he believes Jerry Jones them is going to pay him, because that's what he's being told. They call him with deals. They call it, but eventually that get tiring, bro. I don't want to keep seeing the deal on the table.
I don't know, man. You just said that they fall off. A report just dropped. I was feeling good that something might get done next week, but now that you're saying that, week 1 in Cleveland, that's in doubt right now.
If CeeDee Lamb leaves Dallas, you can take away, you can take away 2 wins for them, especially because their run game's not looking great right now.
I mean, who you got to worry about on that offensive? Zeke is not the Zeke of old. Brandon Cooks, I mean, real. Come on now. Then you got. I do like Jalen Tolbert, but he's like a 3rd or 4th guy.
Our guys
tight end Ferguson, he nice. But other than that, who's going there? Who you got to worry about if CD ain't there? Just for the simple fact of that, I mean.
Yeah, if you really break it down, CD matters so much to that offense. I think he's the most important player on that entire team, maybe besides Micah Parsons.
803 Hitman says CD got a crib in Miami. I'm assuming that he has to maintain. I didn't know that.
Hold on, if this true, whoa, what?
Thank you, Smitty. I was going to jump off the porch.
I gotta be.
Demon said, "Thank you, Smitty. I was going to jump off the porch for AJ." Yo, yeah, AJ, nice. I really think AJ don't get a lot of credit, man. I think they don't talk about him as much as in the top 5. I think he's definitely top 10, but I don't know why they don't talk about AJ like that in top 5.
I think he's probably number 5.
Yeah, I think Devontae Smith top 12 probably. Top 12, top 15, at least top 15.
Yeah, if he was the number 1, and if he was the number 1, obviously behind.
I actually think Smith could go somewhere and really do even better than what he's doing now.
I think he. Listen, if you listen to him, he obviously know he could be a wide receiver 1, but he like it where he at, and I think that's what makes us better as a team, bro. Like them being able to accept, hey, look, I know I'm a wide receiver 1. But I'm playing with a wide receiver 1. So I'm 1A or 1B or whatever you want to say I am. I'm that. And they play well together. And it's never been a moment where you felt like they were against each other in a crucial time where it's like, oh, man, this, that. So I do appreciate both of them being here. Hey, Ken, I did just send you the link to the article about the CeeDee Lamb situation.
I'm going to check that out. Hey, we got any closing remarks, Stats? You got anything else for me? You got anything, man, before we get ready for the preseason game tomorrow? I do want to look at some depth players tomorrow. I went over some of the guys I feel need to step up. Stats, you got anything left?
Well, before I get into, the game tomorrow, I just want to thank, everyone for tuning in. I've had a lot of fun. Smitty, appreciate you for coming on. It's been a blast talking some football. I love hearing different teams' views, where we're at. Looking forward to tomorrow. It's a big game for the Patriots, for some players, especially bearing what happened with Judon. It's a big game for Drake May if he gets the opportunity. We all think he is, but I appreciate you guys all for the support. Smitty, again, thanks for coming on. It was a blast.
Yes, sir, Smitty. Hey, man, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's gonna be a good game. All I want to say is, man, look, Pats Nation, please, hey, if y'all can subscribe, come out Saturdays, man. Support my guy Jay Mick, man. He a big Pats fan like y'all, man.
Yes,
There's
sir.
not many Pats fans out there it's really not a lot of Pats fans out there supporting them. So if y'all could, man, pop out, man. We would love another fan base to come out and get their perspective on what's going on, because you know what I'm saying? It helps, man. We trying to bring all 32 teams together on one podcast, one Saturday at a time.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, the last 2 days been great with you, bro, man. You brought over your followers. I know how the Eagles Nation can be kind of rough, that fan base, but you brought them over. We've had a good time the last 2 days. Hey, like I said yesterday, two teams going in two different directions. Patriots probably top 5, top 10 draft team, and the Eagles are top 5, probably top 5 on Super Bowl contender team. So two teams going in two different directions. Joint practice yesterday. We definitely gonna have to get you back on, man. Maybe during the season, maybe during your bye week or something to do a show with you, man. It's been great. You bring a lot of followers, a lot of fans, a lot of comments, man. Appreciate it, bro. And also, man, hey, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight.
Hey, it's 4133 the podcast, man.
4133.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the name of the podcast?
Yeah. Well, the Saturday show is called The Check Down, but
okay, the Check
4133 is the page.
Okay. The link is in your Twitter bio, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to go there. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for the night, man. Hey, Pats Nation, Eagles Nation. I mean, just it's preseason Baltimore. Get ready to watch the game tomorrow. Depth players. I know depth players get a lot of playing time. We'll see what Drake May gonna do. And probably my first team defense to see if we can get some pass for some Jalen Hurts. But that's gonna be it for this night, man. I appreciate it. And hey, y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.